Alright, so you're creating content, right? You're being consistent, you're putting maximum time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, as most of us do, right? But nothing is converting. You're stuck at a certain view threshold, maybe it'd be 500, 200, 1,000 views, and your leads are trickling down into your pipeline like a broken water pipe. And ultimately, that dream of you having a scaled agency or brand, that dream is becoming further and further and further away, and you have no idea why. And let me tell you the harsh truth. It's not about your ideas, it's not about your creativity, it's not about the templates, the format, the hooks. It's got nothing to do with that. It's something that's right in front of your eyes that you see on a day-to-day basis. Every time you scroll, every time you load up Instagram, TikTok, or even YouTube Shorts. And that is distribution, right? It's the same model that Andrew Tate, that TJR, that Brez, that Iman Gadzhi use, that made them to who they are today. So let me throw some stats real quick. 95 million. That's the amount of reels that are posted every single day, right? And that is about 50,000 different creators. Now let's just say your ICP, your ideal client profile, is 15% of that. We're still hitting the millions, right? So how do you expect on one account that you are simply going to be able to penetrate that market? In realistic terms, every single month, your content needs to be averaging over 700,000 views in order to just be seen by one or two people, right? So unless you are going viral, which that chance is quite literally 1 in a million, how do you expect to actually scale? How do you expect to actually pull in people through your content into paying clients, right? Or excluding the other bad things that can happen by, the algorithm throttling you, the shadow bans, and even if your audience actually stays engaged in your content. So listen, you can sit back and say, blame all the gurus, and they said, just make better content, right? It's 2026 and we can give you the hooks, the tips, the formats, and that's all great to know, right? But who's seeing it, right? Who's actually going and viewing that content and going, this guy is valuable? Because no doubt you have valuable information, right? You have valuable knowledge to share with your audience, such as me, which is the same game I was fighting for many months, right? Before I was doing content distribution, I was running I was a business strategist, optimizing funnels, optimizing content. I knew what worked, but nobody was seeing it, and people ultimately weren't getting any traction or any clients. I just want to let you know, right, is that you're not broken, you are doing things right. You are actually on the right track. You are closer than you think. And the why I know this is because I was exactly in your position. And I just want to let you know that the system is stacked against you, and you don't even realize it. So the moment you realize that you can tap into an infrastructure called content distribution is a moment where you take your business from doing, 5K a month up to millions and millions a month, just like Brez, just like TGR, just like Andrew Tate. So what is the game changer here? What flips the coin when we shift into a distribution engine? We go from hobbyist posting, posting as a random creator. Every time we think of a new idea, we record it, we edit it up to our own perfection levels, and we just post it out there, right? Now, imagine this. We take that same value that you compressed into a 30-second video, and you then switch it up and go to more detail. Like this, right? We're going into a long-form video behind content distribution and why you need it, right? Where you're probably seeing this from is from a clipped video that you saw on my Instagram page, right? And that's what brought you to this video. Probably eight times out of 10, that is probably where you got this video from, right? Now we are going from random posting into a machine that basically prints views. So I know this sounds like some sort of guru hacks that are going to take you from, 1K per month to 10K per month, but that's really not what I'm saying here. This is something that you have to put your time into, something that you actually have to dedicate your time towards constructing a certain video into clippable moments so that we can distribute that across multiple social platforms multiple times a day. And this is something I called engineered omnipresence, right? This is high-level reach. This is through volume. This is through multi-accounts. This is through multiple different forms and multiple different ways of saying one single message. But if you master this is something where your content doesn't just get seen, right? We all see content hundreds of times per day. We all doom scroll. This is something we all do, right? And this is something now where we get into content that is converting content that is actually pulling in clients, a smooth waterfall of consistent leads that are qualified to work with you, that want to work with you, and you want to work with them. And as much as I don't want to say this, but it is truly the case, this is all done on autopilot. All right, so let's talk step by step how this process works, right? We need something to source these clips from. So how do we do it? Your main focus shouldn't be the short form content, which is what's booming right now. 50% of all content consumed in 2026, 2025, and 2024 has been short form content, right? Your 15 to 30 second reels. But if we focus on that solely, you're going to burn out. Your creative flow is going to drain. So what we focus on is our long form content, right? And the reason why we focus on long form content is because we structure this in a way that we can clip, 20 to 30 different short form reels and post these on multiple different platforms, multiple different pages, and posting hundreds and hundreds of clips per day, right? So step two, we're building infrastructure, right? This is where we are setting up our accounts. This is where we are creating branded accounts to our brand, to our company, to our personal brand, right? And this allows us to have IP diversity, right? Remember, if you saw my last video, you would have seen me talk about how we have something called seed audiences. This is, 100 to 200 people that the algorithm, specifically Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, push your content to determine whether or not it should be pushed to a wider audience, right? Now, when we have IP diversity, this is where we can bypass this, where we can now have access to 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 people that is now our new seed audience. So one account, it gets 200 views, the other account, it gets 10,000 views. Why? Because now, even though it is made by all the same user, right, one single user, we are now diversifying our brand message everywhere, okay? Step 3, we are going to amplify and iterate this, okay? So this means that we are going to boost the winners. We're going to take note of what videos do perform and with what audience. We're going to check how our CPM is running. We're going to check how our retention is doing, how our shares are being, how many shares are we getting per video, right? So in one test, we can then, with one campaign, we can then get quality data that we can now look at to reiterate and amplify, which is only going to amplify our reach, amplify the amount of people that are viewing us, amplify the amount of leads that come in, and amplify the amount of money we make. So it's like, a good analogy we can use is like buying lottery tickets. If we were going to buy one, right, what are our chances of winning versus if we buy 50, right? So we have different variations of the same number pattern, but our chances are a lot higher of winning that lottery, right? So the same concept applies. Step 4, we are compounding for conversion. And the way we do this is that we now use this as our own little case study on how we create multiple accounts that convert multiple people to multiple different pages to ultimately convert into clients. Now, this is not only going to amplify our reach, this is also going to amplify a proven method that is now proven to work, and then ultimately is going to increase our revenue to reinvest into clipping. I'm going to repeat myself here. This is exactly what these people you are seeing online during your doom scroll sessions that you see every single day. This is how they are getting your attention. This is how they're getting everybody's attention. This is how they are making their money. If you really think they are just providing enough value for people to gain attraction, I know some people that provide 10 times more value than, for example, Imagazi, Andrew, or TJR, or Brayscale. But they have not mastered content distribution. They have not mastered the art of actually scaling your reach. So picture this, 6 months from now, right? You've implemented this distribution system. You've run 5, 6, 7 different campaigns, right? Now we're pulling in monthly 500, 1 million, 2 million views consistently, right? And from this, if we're doing conservative numbers of 1%, you're closing 10 clients a month, right? At 2K retainers, you're already making your 10 bands and reinvesting, right? What does your business and your life look like then? You are getting consistent views, consistent traction, you're being heard from everywhere, people are recognizing you, and you're not chasing your leads anymore, right? You're not desperately asking for money anymore, right? You're hosting masterminds, you're teaching people how you've done what you've done, and now your revenue is compounding effortlessly. So that's the reality when you tap into content distribution. And this is how you get stuck into being scaled quickly, every single month, month after month, repeatedly, consistently. This is how you become a Brez. This is how you become a TJL. This is how you become an Iman Gadzhi. So if anything in this video is even remotely interesting to you, you can check my link down below. I have my landing page there where you can book a 20-minute to 30-minute free discovery session where we can now actually have a discussion one-to-one whether or not I can help you or you can even help us, and we can scale your brand together. If you don't want to book a strategy session, I have a free blueprint, which is our unseen content PDF. It is about 14 pages long. I spent about 6 hours creating this, and it goes into the details of why your content is stuck at your 200 views and why you're not scaling. So, normal YouTube shit. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you want to see more. I'll check you in the next one.